Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Per usual, this is Candle Review Sunday here on my channel. I am trying to get out as many of my current spring and summer release candles as possible. So in some of my videos, I will be combining two candles in one video. And then certain candles that I think are worthy of like their own like individual review, I will review those individually. So today you guys are going to see two separate videos. This first one are my thoughts here on the beautiful Coastal Water Lily, obviously from Homeworx. And then in addition, we are also going to chat Garden Blooms, also from Homeworx. That one is going to be unlit. So one lit, one unlit. Let's get into it, guys. First off, ooh, hi, Coastal Water Lily. Okay, I was not expecting to fall in love with this candle, but I have fallen in love with her. I think the beautiful label probably helps, but the scent itself, and here's kind of the ironic thing, despite being a florist, most of you guys know that my day job, my real life job is being a florist, but I don't actually like floral scented candles. Just not my favorite, right? I love gourmand, fruity scents. That's really what I kind of naturally gravitate towards. However, every once in a while, I come across a floral candle that I just absolutely fall in love with. And this year, the winner goes to Coastal Water Lily. This was so unexpected for me. Even when I first read the scent notes when it was released, I was like, oh yeah, I mean, that sounds nice. Like, there's some nice floral scents in there, but okay. It wasn't until I got it and I smelled it that I was like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. Harry really does have a way with florals that make them much more, I don't want to say bearable because I don't find florals unbearable, but just more enjoyable. And he tends to add some either sweetness or some fruitiness to a lot of his floral blends. And I think that's what makes me like them, is that they contain a little bit of the type of scent that I really like, which is either like a sweetness or a fruitiness. So Coastal Water Lily just ticks all of the boxes for me, you guys. So I'm going to tell you guys about the description, what I get from it. And then we're also going to have a fun conversation about where the heck my fourth wick went, because it just disappeared. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. So the scent notes here are water lily, pink jasmine, white peony, and peach blossom. Okay, first of all, these floral notes, they're perfect together. I really do pick up a lot of that pink jasmine in here. When I do a lot of my bridal bouquets for the later spring and early summer, a lot of my brides really like the kind of tenderly effect that jasmine can give to a bouquet. Like if you don't want like one of those like classic like waterfall bouquets, like when you think of like 1980s bouquets, like if you don't want something like that, but you do like that kind of cascading effect, jasmine vine is a great thing to put in there. And oftentimes when I buy my jasmine vines at the market, they still contain the blooms and they smell beautiful. It's a very strong kind of white, not soapy floral, but like clean white floral type note. By the way, I think that pink jasmine and white jasmine smell mostly the same to me. I've worked with both. I don't really smell a difference between the two. Peony, I do think that there is just a nice generic kind of peony note in here, similar to the Enchanted Peony from Homeworx. Peach blossom, I do also get a little bit of, this is where that fruitiness comes in, just that tiny hint of like that peach blossom mixed with maybe like a little peach nectar. It's not crazy noticeable. And if you normally don't like fruits with your florals, I don't think you're gonna like notice it and be annoyed by it. It just almost sweetens this a little bit. And then obviously the water lily. To me, like water lilies, I don't really work with them as a florist, to be honest, but I don't ever recall them having any type of specific like floral fragrance to them. I must admit, I've probably never stuck my nose in a water lily either. I think they're very beautiful. Obviously, they're on the label here and you can see the little lily pads as well. They kind of, to me, look a little bit like a passion flower bloom. If you've ever seen those, they kind of have a similar look. And passion flower blooms smell gorgeous. I'm actually thinking about getting a passion flower vine that I can train on one of like my fence areas in the yard, because I'm kind of obsessed with them. And I love the like kind of lavendery color that they have. I'm totally getting distracted here. Let's stick with these notes. You guys, this is just a beautiful floral. Here's the thing though, this also contains this really nice aquatic vibe or note. It's almost like, to me, it's kind of like that sea salt, beachy air type vibe. I can totally smell it in here, and it just makes this candle both a beautiful floral, a beautiful like kind of sweet floral, but also a really fresh floral. This would be the perfect perfume. And if Harry ever comes out with like a Homeworx like personal fragrance line like he did with Scentworx, this would be like number one. Like, yes, make this into a body wash, make this into a beautiful rich body cream, and then either give me a long lasting body spray, or better yet, give me the perfume version. Like, you know, go the Laura Slatkin Nest route and like really do a solid perfume. His wife does perfumes very well, so I know that he could ask for some suggestions there from her for sure. I just think this would be the most beautiful scent in terms of like personal fragrance as well. So obviously 2 thumbs up for me. I'm going to be repurchasing this just based on scent alone. But now let me tell you guys about the strength and throw. I do wish this was just a smidge stronger than it was, but it's solid. This is a strength of about like a 6.5, and the throw is also kind of 6.5, 7. It throws a little bit further than it is strong, if that makes sense. But I do wish that it filled like my entire house. It's just not strong enough for that. But I wouldn't mind having 2 of these going at opposite ends of the house and having them meet and then give me like the strength and throw of about an 8. So the next time that I am at Ulta, hands down, at least 4 more are coming home with me because I want to burn this all spring long. I can even see this going into summer as well. I am becoming much more tolerant of florals, and I'm really actually enjoying having them in the house. And when people come over, we don't have guests super frequently. If we do, it's mostly outside in the backyard, but we have had, you know, some family come to the house, and when they have smelled this, they have just been like, what is that? That's so pretty. And I'm like, it's coastal water lily. Yeah, love this one. Okay, so we've talked about strength and throw. Let me show you guys. I just lit this before we started this video here. Do you notice that there's a wick missing? Okay, fun fact. The last time I burned this, I'm finding that the newer candles really burn very hot and fast. And the last time that I burned this, it was almost a complete wax pool to the bottom here. And I know there were 4 wicks because I counted them when I lit them. And then I came back to blow it out about 3.5, 4 hours later, and one of the wicks was gone. And I thought, oh, shoot, it fell over. That does happen from time to time with Homeworx candles. Either the wick clip wasn't like tightened enough around the actual wick, or maybe it got jostled loose when it was sent from Ulta. Which we all know can happen. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just try to like at least dig the wick out. And since the wax pool was almost completely to the bottom, I should have been able to like see the wick laying in the bottom and just kind of lift it out with a toothpick. You guys, the wick is not in here. I don't know where it went. And I am not exaggerating. I dug around in the wax for a solid 5 minutes after I blew the candle out, trying to find this wick. It's not in there. In fact, now I'm like just determined to finish this candle to see if like somehow I missed it while I was digging around, but I could see straight down to the bottom of the glass. I could see like the silhouette of the label underneath. Like it was almost a complete wax pool. The wick isn't in there. I was messaging with some of my other candle friends and I was like, you guys, I either have a ghost or an alien in this house because this wick is just gone. So when I do my empties this month, I'll let you guys know if it's somewhere in the bottom. If it's not, I don't know where it went. The only other thing that could have happened is somehow Penelope, and she wouldn't do this. This is not logical at all, but somehow maybe Penelope plucked it out. I don't think so. She doesn't mess with candles. She can't even get up on this table, which is where this candle lives. Yeah, I don't know where it went. I'm baffled. Anyway, it's burning fine. You know, luckily the wicks are spread out enough to where it still had a full wax pool, even despite the wick being gone. It was still completely pulled out the last time. So I have faith that it'll come back in terms of a full wax pool today. But I am mystified about where the heck the thing went. So, all right, let's move on to garden blooms. Okay, garden blooms. First off, I don't like this label. I really think that if he would have chosen a different label for this, I would be much more drawn to this particular scent. But it's very kind of plain and boring, right? Like there's some daisies on here. It looks like there's some zinnias, black-eyed Susan there. It looks like, I don't know, this looks like a kind of a sad, dahlia. There we go. Yeah, like, I don't know. First of all, I don't love zinnias. I don't love mums. These are all flowers that I don't like. I like fancier flowers. I'm into like the garden roses and stuff when I do my wedding bouquets and stuff. Like these are not the flowers that I typically will put in a bouquet. So they just seem kind of drab and I feel like there could have been better choices, but whatever. I do like the color of this wax. I'm just gonna read off the fragrance notes from the bottom real quick. Freesia, rosewater, jasmine, and Georgia peach. Ooh, this one's so nice, you guys. This is a really fresh green floral. There is definitely freesia in here for sure. I can pick up that freesia. I use quite a bit of that in bridal bouquets. There is that rosewater note. It's not like an old-fashioned or old lady rose scent. It truly is rose water. Like if you've ever used a rosewater toner, that's what you're getting out of this. Jasmine, again, I do think there is some jasmine in here, neither pink nor white. It's just jasmine. And then the Georgia peach. There is definitely a little bit of a peachy vibe to this, but it just adds sweetness. Like I don't get straight up peach, if that makes sense. Oh, it's so nice. But there is also that almost like green grassy type vibe. I don't know if it's because of the color that it's taking that turn for me with my nose, but I like it. I really like this scent and I would totally repurchase it. I really wish it had a nicer label. I mean, when you compare the label of the Coastal Water Lily, ow, it's burning my finger. When you compare the label of this to this, like there just is no comparison. I feel like this was just kind of an afterthought with this one. And I think a lot more people would probably be willing to buy it and try it if the label was a little bit more eye-catching. I'm going to encourage you that if you don't typically do florals, or if you don't really like the look of this one, to try it anyway. It's really nice. The florals that you're getting are all those like clean white floral notes. The freesia, that jasmine. It's such a beautiful springtime scent. Like I said, I don't normally love florals, but these are so enjoyable, you guys. And both of these should be readily available at Ulta at this point. And I'm talking in store. So if you know that your local Ulta sells them nearby, go check them out. I know a lot of you are not ordering online these days. I still am because, I don't know, I'm not that picky about it. I'll just have them resend the candle if it arrives broken. But yeah, check these out. I will link them down below. I think they're absolutely beautiful for the spring. And if you're looking to try something new, something a little different from what you normally gravitate towards, these are the way to go. I feel like it would be hard for someone to say both of these scents suck. They don't. They're so pleasant. I think they're very universal, and I think they're done extremely well. The strength and the throw of this one, by the way, is very much in line with the Coastal Water Lily. About a 6.5 in terms of strength, about a 7 in terms of throw. So definitely travels a little bit further, but I'm actually okay with the strength because, like I said, normally florals are not my go-to. But if you want much more oomph, I would get like the 2 for $40 special and burn them at opposite ends of the house. But then again, if you live like in a normal house that isn't super open concept, I think these both would do fine in your house. It's when you live in, you know, that more like 2000s style and up of like open concept living, that it's a little bit harder for candles to fill those spaces because most of those homes have higher ceilings and, you know, you also have to consider your airflow. So, but that being said, both of these are winners for me. They will both be repurchases for sure this spring. I'm going to wait until I actually finish these, but the next time that I go into Ulta, I will purchase a couple sets of each for sure because I would like to continue with these for the foreseeable spring future. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Stay tuned for the next video, which it's getting its own because it's the famous Lily of the Valley. So if you're curious about how that one does, stay tuned. She is definitely a powerhouse. So, all right, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo!